Well, by now I'm sure you've seen just how much of a shitfest TwitchCon has turned into this year after Emiru was assaulted by a deranged fan.
Whoa. That's crazy. Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
And what's truly wild about this incident is this is the second time this year that Emiru has been stream sniped by a deranged individual that displays threatening, harmful behavior. Now, first, I do want to talk about what happened in this clip here. Emiru is at a meet and greet at TwitchCon, and this primitive homunculus approaches her, hugs her, and then he tries to kiss the girl. And this is an extreme violation. This goes past using that word parasocial. We see these kind of instances, and people always love to say, parasocial fans, parasocial gooner. No, no, no. This is not parasocial. This is actually a fucking criminal assault act here. First off, what kind of sane individual approaches a celebrity with their arms out, forces themselves onto the individual, and then tries to kiss them? I mean, that is just a terrifying proposition. And what gets me is we don't know what this guy could have had. He could have had a gun, he could have had a knife, he could have had any kind of weapon, yet he was able to close that distance relatively easy. And if it wasn't for the own appointed bodyguard of Emiru, then God knows what would have happened. And that speaks to a bigger issue of the quality of Twitch's security. Because keep in mind, as we're about to read and find out, this security guard that steps in, this wasn't no security that was appointed by Twitch. So I'm asking myself, how is the platform going to host these events and make money off their streamers being present at the event, but they don't have any sophisticated, means of protection for these celebrities and these influencers? Dude, Dan Clancy, what are you doing? And you wonder why every year less and less streamers decide to attend these events that are supposed to be focused around them. It's because they don't feel safe. And I swear to God, they're actually scared that anything could happen. They could lose their fucking life potentially, because not only are people deranged, and there are parasocial fucking psychotic nimrods out there that will do anything to get close to Emiru or Valkyrie or Senna, but it's also the fact that these platforms hosting these events don't put in the effort to make sure that the security is top tier. So, any fucking Joe Schmo can just run up on Emiru, try to fucking kiss her, and that is assault. And I really hope that Emiru pursues some kind of, criminal charges, assault charges. And what's so sad is a lot of these young ladies that are met with these kind of instances, they never pursue legal charges. They never go down that route because they're fucking scared that it's only going to exacerbate the harassment to a new level. Wow, way to make a fucking safe environment for your fucking streamers, Twitch. Knocking it out the park. Now, speaking of Twitch, I do want to read you guys their official statement that they made on Twitter. They say, "The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by this individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security, they were on the site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch." Now, listen, the rest of this tweet doesn't matter because Emiru actually, gave us an update on the situation and recalled the situation with a tweet of her own. And in Emiru's tweet, she claims that in Twitch's statement, they said that the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear that he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. So here is Emiru claiming that Twitch is lying, in this Twitter statement, and that this guy would have been able to walk free and, God forbid, be able to actually stay present at the con if it wasn't for her manager pressing for action to be took. Like, what were the event planners waiting for? This guy to just go on and assault somebody else so that way, they finally had a real reason? It's one and done, my friend. You do it one time, you need to be kicked the fuck off the premise because you don't belong there. I don't care how much money you paid. I don't care if you're a streamer yourself. This is a dangerous individual. And if he was left to just attend the con normally, I believe that another situation like this would have transpired. So a real lack of due diligence on Twitch's part. And just when you thought that this creepypasta horror story couldn't get any worse, Emiru claims that my friend who was present told me that Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened and immediately started laughing and moving on talking about something else. So at this point, hearing something like that, not only should Emiru press assault charges on this fucking blasphemous mark, but I would say that she should seek some, legal action against just Twitch itself and the coordinators of the event. And looking back at this statement, she's saying that the Twitch security were laughing. What the fuck were you guys laughing about? What was so comical? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that Emiru potentially fucking losing her life and being assaulted was such a comical, funny matter. I'm sorry, I must have missed the joke. It must have fucking flew over my head. So what the fuck were the Twitch bodyguards doing, huh? And security, what? They were just waiting for the opportunity to laugh at any kind of misfortune that was caused? Sounds like a real fucking professional environment. Emiru closes out this tweet by saying, "Thank you guys again, and I'm sorry that you had to see that. This is definitely my last TwitchCon, and it saddens me to say that as a 10-year off and on attendee of TwitchCon. I think that other creators as well should seriously consider not attending in the future. I did not feel cared for or protected, and even bringing my own security and staff. I can't imagine how creators without those options would feel." And good on Emiru to publicly disclose that. I think that's definitely gonna persuade a lot of streamers to maybe not attend next year's TwitchCon. But not only is it Twitch's problem, there is a viewer problem on these streaming sites. Like, I can't even begin to imagine what would possess this deranged individual and deranged individuals to, follow through with actions like this. You're ruining the event for yourself. You wasted money. You're potentially traumatizing these people that you claim that you care about to the point that you want to hug and kiss them and violate them. Dude, you don't care about these streamers. You don't care about their well-being. You care about the fact that you've been donating to this girl or your favorite streamer. You love XQC. And when you see him, you chat you want to hug him. You want to hug and kiss Emiru. This is not a real relationship that you have built up with these individuals behind a screen. It's entertainment. And the fact that a lot of people out there just can't seem to grasp that and would latch on to any opportunity to pull some fuckery like this, like a baby suckling on a fucking teat for some milk, is abhorrent. It's shocking. I can't believe that people get up out of their bed in the morning, put their socks on, throw their clothes on, and they say, "You know what? I just have the urge today that I'm gonna try to fucking assault a Twitch streamer." Nonetheless, just anybody, your brain is malnourished. And before I get out of here, I do want to kind of build upon what Emiru was saying about she can't imagine how other streamers feel. Well, it's not just about other streamers. I can't imagine how lesser known streamers feel that are taken advantage of by their fans, and they're not Emiru, they're not Valkyrie, they're not Senna, they're not these big, known streamers. They're just innocent individuals. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story, but there was a Japanese or a Chinese streamer recently that got murdered by someone that was donating to her, and it's just bizarre how unsafe that these people are that are live streamers and content creators. And Twitch, you guys gotta fucking step your game up and get it together, because you know what? I guarantee you next year, because of this, there will be an impact. There will be an effect. You will see a loss of certain prominent streamers not attend, and it's all your guys' own fucking fault. I want to speak to the event coordinator. Get him on the phone. You're a multi-million-dollar platform, and shit like this is happening. And then we hear stories that the security that you guys hired at the event that are supposed to be attentive after an attack like this, an assault takes place, They're behind the barriers and in their private spaces laughing and hardy har har. This is fucking hilarious, bro. Clip that. Clip that. I guarantee you that Twitch doesn't give a fuck because at the end of the day, they only see these kind of fucking moments as viral moments that are gonna be clipped. They're gonna be all over Twitter, and it's only gonna mean more revenue and more money. And personally, I think that's fucking pathetic. But moments like this really do keep this revolving door of this ecosystem of viral clips generating money for Twitch. So this is an absolutely pathetic situation all around, and I'm glad for everyone's sake there. Emiru specifically that nothing bad happened because, man, this could have been a fucking tragedy. Anyways, I did see this clip of Emiru being assaulted by this creepy fucker going viral, and I did want to comment on the situation. So let me know what you guys make out of this entire situation in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, like the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.